What is going on, ADA Nation? Welcome back to the Dapp Central YouTube channel. My name is Fareed and I'm your host. And as always, we're breaking down the latest developments and ongoings within the Cardano network. First topic, as a part of today's Cardano Scoop, is going to be a review of the native tokens currently staked between chains, in which we'll be comparing Cardano to BNB as well as Phantom. There's also going to be a brief update surrounding an upcoming DeFi Masterclass for the Cardano community. Second, I want to go through and touch on some updates surrounding Lenfi and two proposals which will be voted for on chain. Now, the very first proposal, I believe, will actually be the closest ever vote we've had on the Lenfi protocol, and that is going to be surrounding adding SNEK as a collateral asset. Second, we're going to be touching on IAMX and a proposal coming online for the Lenfi community to begin voting on. Now, after that particular update, I do want to briefly touch on IAMX, which is now going to be launching a proposal for a platform called Docfied, which is aiming to be a Web3 document signing platform. After that, I've got a brief update surrounding Indigo integrating the Orcfax Oracle onto their testnet, and then another update surrounding DEXHunter, which is going to be a rebrand of what was previously known as Jungle. Now, in closing, we just got some brand new news surrounding Blake, who is going to be the CEO of JPG.store, and a major announcement regarding his position as CEO. So make sure to stay tuned for that very last update. As always, if it's your first time stopping by the channel, my goal here is to provide you in the community with the latest news, tutorials, and reviews for the top builders on the Cardano ecosystem. I'm also a single stake pool operator operating the official Dapp Central stake pool. If you'd like to support me on my mission to educate the broader crypto and Cardano community, then consider delegating with the stake pool. That said, let's go and jump into our very first topic here for today's video, which is going to be a review of the native tokens staked between different chains. Now we have Cardano being compared to BNB as well as Phantom. Keep in mind that these are not going to be the biggest chains available. However, this trend compared to Cardano does still hold up. So even when you compare Cardano to Ethereum or even Polygon or Avalanche, you still get a very similar result. So what we have here is going to be the native tokens for each chain, which on Cardano is going to be ADA, staked since the beginning of 2023. We can see that regarding ADA, specifically, we have almost a 300% gain since the beginning of this year. When we compare that over to BNB and how that is staked on their particular network, it is actually down year to date by 25%. And then very lastly, when we take a look at Phantom and how much FTM token is staked on their network, that is down 85%. So a huge discrepancy here, and this has been noted, right? I think the Cardano ecosystem is just really doing great when it comes to DeFi. And again, keep in mind that this is all homegrown. There hasn't been any VC funding or any VC capital coming into the Cardano ecosystem, at least not compared to some of these other networks. Now, some of the DeFi plays that we have seen come online include Liquid in February. We also saw JED as a stable coin, as well as IUSD, which that did launch a little bit before the New Year's, but it has contributed greatly to the growth within the ecosystem. We've also seen platforms like Levy Finance, Fluid Tokens, and so many others come online. Now, this is not the end of this particular run. However, we're expecting Indigo version V2 coming to come online. We've also got Meld coming online here with their neobank, I believe, which will be kicking off in August. And there's a few others which we are expecting, such as Flak Finance. So DeFi on Cardano doing extremely well and helping us, I think, really reach a broader and bigger audience. So that is the first update that I wanted to share with you guys there, which is just the huge trend that we're only seeing right now within the Cardano ecosystem when it comes to native token staking, with Cardano having an appreciation of almost 300%. Now, at the time that I'm shooting this video, the TVL on Cardano, I believe, has just crossed over $200 million. I'll have to double check that here, but as the actual valuation and the value of ADA increases, we are going to see a huge run up of the TVL here on the Cardano network. So definitely something to keep an eye on, and what I wanted to break this Cardano scoop open with as a part of today's update. The next thing I have is going to be another brief update Now, this is going to be surrounding a brand new masterclass being hosted by Emergo in collaboration with C3 or Charlie 3, M Labs, and the Cardano DeFi Alliance. Now, this is really intriguing here because I am going to be releasing my own DeFi series, which will actually be focusing on strategy and how to actually put your tokens to use if you're risky or risk tolerant enough to actually go ahead and do that. So let me know what you guys think down below. Are you guys interested in potentially finding out more about DeFi strategies and how you could potentially long or short the market here within the Cardano ecosystem, depending on your views at any given time? If so, I'd be more than happy to potentially kick that series off here a little bit sooner than expected. But I am working on the different strategies right now. And it's interesting because, again, they're going to be having a brand new DeFi masterclass kicking off here as a part of a Twitter space on the 25th of July at 4 p.m. UTC. So I will definitely be on there listening and seeing exactly what they talk about. And one thing that I want to gauge is what kind of audience will this be geared towards? Will this be geared towards a novice or a beginner group, an intermediate group, or an advanced group, which has already kind of experienced Cardano DeFi already? So definitely make sure to check this one out. If you guys would like for me to record it, let me know down in the comment section below, and I'll go ahead and do my best to keep that recording and make that available for you guys here, available on the channel. So that is going to be it there. Again, a pretty brief update, but I think it is much needed. I think the more education we can get into these particular sectors, the better. And so that is going to do it for that. The next thing I want to jump into is going to be an update surrounding the toughest vote that we've seen to date when it comes to the Lenfi protocol. Now, Lenfi was previously known as AADA Finance, and they've now rebranded over within the last 3 weeks. That said, there has been a vote, or a proposal, I should say, for adding SNEK as a collateral asset to the Lenfi protocol. And this has just really ruffled a lot of feathers. Now, that's saying the least right there. We have seen so many members being vocal about whether to actually add SNEK or whether not to add SNEK. And there just has been a really big polarization when it comes to adding this particular meme coin, which has built a lot onto the Lenfi protocol. Now, one thing to note here about the Lenfi voting is that a lot of the proposals, which there's only going to be 2 types. The first is going to be to add a token as a collateral, and then the second is going to be to add a token as a borrowable asset. What I have noticed is a trend that any token that is added as a borrowable asset tends to usually get accepted very easily and without much fight. However, when adding a token proposal for that token to be used as collateral, which means that somebody can put it down as collateral in order to borrow additional tokens or other assets on the platform, that those tend to have a lot of a harder time to actually get accepted. So the community is very lenient when adding tokens as borrowable assets, but tends to be a little bit more strict when adding a token as collateral. Now, all of that aside, what we now have is going to be the SNEK vote actually closing down in 3 minutes. As you guys can see right there, we have yes with 50.11% of the votes and no with 49.89% of the votes. Now, this page was loaded earlier, so let me refresh it and see if that has actually changed. And I wouldn't be surprised if it has. It has been teetering left and right all day long. So the community is voting, and there's just been a lot of people being vocal about whether or not to actually go ahead and add this token. You can imagine that the SNEK crowd would gain a lot here if this were to go through, especially with regards to putting their existing SNEK token to work. There's a lot of people that currently hold SNEK that want to basically use that as collateral to potentially borrow more ADA to then purchase more SNEK, or to potentially borrow ADA and then use that ADA to stake or provide that as liquidity into other protocols. So a lot of different use cases here, but the vote is extremely close. And however, or for some reason, it does not seem to be loading again. So I will double check that page here in just a minute. I'm not sure what's going on there. We might have some people putting in some last minute votes, but it is going to be one for the books. I don't think there's ever been a vote as close as that one there. And again, I'll be keeping you guys updated as to what actually happens with that specific vote. If it go ahead and loads before this end of this video, I'll go ahead and share that here with you guys. Now, jumping back into the actual platform here, we have another vote coming down the pipes. This is going to be to add IAGON as an available collateral asset for the Lenfi protocol. IAGON has made waves over the past month to month and a half, launching their IAGON node testing storage platform for node operators. I have a fully dedicated video breaking that entire process down if you guys want to find out more about IAGON. That said, they're going to be going through the very similar process as we just saw with the SNEK token, and some of the information or specifics include the following. So a snapshot will be done right after the beginning of epoch number 426, which we have just actually transferred over into within the last 30 or so seconds. So epoch 426 has officially kicked off, and the SNEK vote should not be concluded, and I'll get you guys that answer here as quickly as possible. Now, jumping back into IAGON, voting will take place in epoch number 427, which will be between July 27th all the way through August 3rd. So another piece to keep an eye out on. If you hold the AADA token or the Lenfi token, you can go ahead and actually begin voting once the voting period kicks off again, which will be between July 27th and August 3rd. So it'll be really interesting to see how this particular proposal plays out given the SNEK proposal. But I think the fact that there was just such a huge community with SNEK in that it was a meme coin, a lot of people, again, were rubbed the wrong way and didn't really see the value in adding that onto the Lenfi protocol. But I have to give it to the SNEK team. Not only do they have a ton of different burning mechanisms, they've had a bunch of other contributions to the space, including their bridge, their stake pool, and even launching their own physical product, which was the energy drink. So really, really interesting there. Again, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but let me know what you guys think. Are you guys for adding SNEK as collateral, or are you guys against adding SNEK as collateral? That is going to wrap it up there for that particular segment surrounding Lenfi and two upcoming proposals here that we can expect for that project. Now, before I jump into the third story here for today's Cardano Scoop, I want to take a brief moment to ask you, if you're enjoying this video, if you could please tap that like button. It's one of the easiest ways to support me here on this channel, and it really helps to get this content out to other members within the growing Cardano community. As always, I really do appreciate your support. The next topic I want to jump into is going to be surrounding IAMX or IMX, which is going to be a decentralized identity solution being built on Cardano with the aims of going multi-chain. And this is going to be a proposal coming in for Project Catalyst for a platform called DocuFi. So DocuFi is going to be a decentralized platform for Web3 SSI credential-based digital document signing and verification. If you've ever signed anything for example, a bank or even for a house or mortgage, you probably have used something like DocuSign, which is a simple platform that allows you to sign documents sent online or via email. Now, what they're going to be doing with this particular proposal is taking a similar approach, however, using or doing this in a Web3 model. So it's time to eliminate fraud and enhance trust in document authenticity with a secure, transparent system. And the team is looking to revolutionize digital communication. So they've got their idea scale proposal listed down below. Let me actually open that up in a separate tab. And I want to take a look at exactly how much ADA they're requesting, as well as a brief review of the actual solution. So we can see here, this is going to be from Andre from the IAMX team. He's listed all the other members, and they're currently requesting 250,000 or so ADA. So a little bit less than some of these bigger proposals. And let me just do a little bit of math here very quickly. We are going to clear this out, and we're going to go ahead and multiply 250,000 times the current price of ADA, which is about $75,000. So not a huge ask here when it comes to Project Catalyst, given the fact that they will be giving out somewhere of about $15 million US. So I think in the grand scheme of things, especially with something like this that can be widely adopted, that $75,000 is not too big of an ask. Now let's scroll down and see if we can briefly touch on the solution here. So it reads, our proposed solution is going to be a fully compliant tool to sign legally binding contracts and verify all types of documents. Our approach focuses on leveraging the Cardano blockchain to establish a robust and transparent system for document verification and digital signatures. This would also ensure the integrity and immutability of verified documents, providing a trusted environment for all types of transactions. Again, if you guys want to find out more about this proposal, head over to cardano.ideascale.com, or you can head over to Lido Nation. So my last comment there surrounding this is that this is a really good idea. Now, as to whether or not they get funded, that'll be a whole nother conversation, but I would really love to see this come to fruition with or without the funding from Project Catalyst. I've mentioned this before, but you can obviously imagine that with the funding from Project Catalyst, that will make the entire development process a lot easier and a lot less painful for the team. That is going to wrap it up there for that particular update. The next one I have is going to be surrounding an integration surrounding or with the Orcfax platform with Indigo. So if I jump into this particular tab here, we now have an announcement from the official Indigo Twitter page announcing some big news that the Orcfax integration tests have now been successful and they've been completed. And Indigo will soon implement their decentralized Oracle feeds. So we now have two big Oracle providers on the Cardano network. The first is going to be Charlie 3, which is already available and they're already integrated into the Liquid or the LQ platform. And then right behind them, we now have Orcfax. Now Orcfax had their ISPO about 2 to 3 months ago, in which I believe they distributed 10 million of the Fax token. And we now have the ISPO coming to an end. However, we now have the actual platform being integrated on the pre-prod testnet with Indigo. So I think this is their first major player and definitely not going to be their last. But it is really good to see that Indigo is going to be taking this decentralized approach to getting their price data on chain. So I'm interested in finding out as to what kind of feeds they'll be integrating. Will this be specifically for the Indy token? Will it be for IUSD? Will it be for IBTC, or will it be for IETH, or will it be for the entire platform, right? There's just so much information that they could potentially be leveraging the Orcfax protocol or the Orcfax platform for. But for now, I think generally speaking, this is a huge update here and a little bit of good news coming in from the Indigo protocol. I've mentioned this before as well, but we are expecting Indigo version V2 to come out with a lot more personal information in the personal dashboard coming into the space. So Indigo really showing themselves as one of the more robust DeFi protocols, providing real world value to members within the Cardano community. That is going to wrap it up there for that update surrounding Indigo integrating Orcfax Oracle onto their pre-prod testnet. We've got two more brief stories here for today, and then we're going to wrap up our video. So the next one I want to jump into is going to be surrounding Jungle, or a platform that was providing analytics information, which is now rebranded over to DEXHunter. This is going to be developed by One Wise Melon. And again, this was recently or previously known as Jungle Analytics. So as a part of this, he has learned a lot of information, and I'm not going to be able to break down this entire thread. However, I am going to be reaching out to him to see if I can get him on for an interview surrounding DEXHunter and what he's aiming to do and bring to the Cardano space with this revamped application. So it states here a brief overview of what I've learned after running Jungle Analytics for a year and a half and how DEXHunter will be different, and additional advice for project founders. Again, he breaks down all of his prior mistakes, which is really eye-opening for somebody to come out and kind of bash on themselves, but also provide ideas as to why he's changing the focus and the direction of this platform. So if I jump over into the next tweet here, this is what I really want to touch on, and this is going to be what the DEXHunter protocol is going to be focusing on moving forward. So number one, DEX aggregation. So you can imagine that if there are multiple tokens being listed on multiple DEXs, that you might want to be able to sift and get the best price in the easiest way, and that's what the DEX aggregator is going to do. So any token that might be listed on MinSwap, MuesliSwap, SundaySwap, Wing Riders, you'll be able to search those tokens using the aggregator and find the best price and potentially make the purchase directly from the DEXHunter platform. Number two, instant market alerts. You can imagine that when a token falls between a certain price level or reaches an all-time high, that you might want to set some alerts to find out about those situations in order to potentially set up some trades to either DCA in or DCA out to take some profits. Very similarly with NFTs, you might have an NFT listing that maybe is below the floor price or that is extremely discounted that you might want to have an alert set for, as well as potentially getting an alert when your NFT sells on the secondary marketplace. So that's another use case here for instant market alerts. Last but not least, NFT sniping. So this is going to be more or less surrounding NFT specifically, when you might want to set an alert as to when a particular set of rules are triggered for an NFT collection that you're excited about. Again, this might best fit when you're looking to potentially pick up an NFT at a very low price. You want to set up a sniper or sniping alert or a sniping action to actually occur when that NFT reaches a particular set of rules. Now, whether or not the NFT can actually be purchased through the sniper itself, I think is yet to be determined, but that would be really interesting to see, is if there could be some way to potentially load up a wallet that is tied to the sniper, and anytime that the conditions are met, the NFT is able to be sniped up or picked up automatically, even if you're away. I think that would really draw a huge crowd, and I could definitely see myself using a tool just like that. So again, I'm going to be reaching out to One Wise Melon or N Melon to see if I can get him on for an interview. And if you guys have any questions surrounding DEXHunter and their rebrand, definitely make sure to go ahead and leave a comment down below. The very last update that I have here is going to be one which is a little bit saddening. However, it does relate over to jpeg.store. So many of you may know Blake, who is going to be, or who was the CEO for jpeg.store. I did get to meet him very briefly and chat with the jpeg.store team as a part of CNFTCon and Rare Bloom, which took place last year in Q4. And he's basically stated that he's now going to be stepping down as the CEO of jpeg.store. So after much consideration, I've stepped down as the CEO of jpeg.store. I'm excited to announce that Penny Dents, our head of product, has now already been fully transitioned into my role and is now leading the company. Penny has been an integral part of jpeg.store since the very beginning, driving all major product launches, and he's especially confident in his strong enthusiasm as well as vision to take Cardano's NFTs to new heights. So it looks like Penny Dents is going to be the new CEO and Blake is going to be stepping down. I'm not going to read the entire thread here, but he basically breaks down that he needs a little bit of time away to spend some quality time with his family and girlfriend, and that he doesn't have a lot of time remaining with his parents. So unfortunate news to hear there, but I wanted to provide you guys with that update as that news just broke right before I begin to actually start recording this Cardano Scoop episode. That is going to do it here for today's video. I really do appreciate you guys tuning in. If you guys found any value here as a part of today's video, I would really appreciate you if you could tap that like button. If it's your first time stopping by the channel and you want more content like this surrounding Cardano news and updates, consider subscribing to the channel. And if you have any questions for me surrounding Cardano in general, then make sure to go ahead and leave a comment down below. That said, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video.